and often we compete of who has better weather. And I'm going to guess that Tony, you're in Georgia. I'm going to guess that you and Jamie have better weather than Austin, Texas today. And I would say those in Florida and California are probably rocking it. Sarah, how's Michigan? Tell me how the weather is going there. And
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, and so we're going to officially begin. We are
okay.
live streaming in a few of our platforms here. And yeah, Tony says just south of me. Yeah, he's just south of me here, not too far. South, Sarah, sunny and 50s. Oh, okay.
Ah, love it.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, it has been an exceptionally beautiful fall here in Atlanta, and it's continuing into November. It's actually warmer than I would have suspected, but awesome. D joining from the UK, cold and rainy.
Cold and
Yes, I
rainy.
imagine this time of year. Awesome. Well, good stuff, Joey. So Kamal, hello everyone. Yeah, more and more people are coming in here. So you guys are in the right place. Again, we are going to go ahead and kick this off here. The just do not leave the room. You may have a hard time getting back in, as we want to share with you guys some really good info and some insight. A couple of you guys, like Tony, some of the stuff we actually covered, some of our weekly, but you guys are, of course, welcome to members of our coaching community. Welcome to, of course, stay here, but you guys get the exclusive access as well too. Yeah, Tony says you got the best barbecue there in Austin. That is true, right,
So
Joey?
I've heard. Yes.
That's because you eat so healthy, to those too
I
much.
will
But
go to barbecue with people, but yeah.
okay, yes, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and officially begin the it's the AI powered Amazon sales explosion and boost your brand in 2023. So, recently, actually, we were featured by Amazon at Amazon's big event. They host it once a year out in Seattle. Joey has a podcast called Fearless Sellers, and we're actually one of the 3 podcasts they invited. So at the event, they shared some amazing new things going on with Amazon. There's a lot of excitement in the industry right now. And we were thrilled to be one of the special invites to get out there. But I just want to show you again the big picture of what's going on in the world of Amazon right now, because a lot of time people think, oh, did I miss the boat back in 2015? Did I miss the boat in 2018? Did I miss the boat? I started back here, and the reality is none of this matters. What matters is what your success is and what your results are. But what does matter is the opportunity, right? So are you participating in an opportunity that's on the downswing? Is it flat, or is it, trending up a little bit, or is it doing what's going on here, which is just incredible, right? Like the year over year growth. So let's see here, 400. This is just Amazon's revenue, 470 million to 513. So that's growth of what, about 43. Sorry, these are billions of dollars. This growth of $43 billion there, right? So it's like incredible on top of what's already massive opportunity. And so you can imagine where this chart's going to continue to go in the future, which is just the fact of e-commerce. I was actually with my the dentist, or no, who was I with? Oh no, I was with a little chiropractor the other night, and they asked me how I got into the space and from what I was doing before. And one of the things I told them was, well, when I got into the e-commerce space for my neighbor, et cetera, was that I thought there was a lot of runway in the space. There was a lot of future opportunity to be in this space for years to come. And that's something I wanted to participate in, right? This wasn't going to be something that was going to be a 2-year run and then disappear. This was going to be something for like the next 50, 100 years, right? It's going to last ourselves in terms of where this is going. And it's certainly playing out that way, and it's going to continue to do so. We are going to give away, actually, I'll come back to some of this stuff with our healing test. I want to come back to it, but I mentioned this. We were one of the featured podcasts out at Amazon, which was awesome. Again, Joey runs the Fearless Sellers podcast. I think we have something, you can check it out, or Joey might put the link in the chat there for the podcast. But we have it's a great free resource to connect with a lot of the top sellers in the industry, and Joey's an amazing host for it. This is Anand out there. He's a senior guy at one of the tech company out in Seattle, but he's also part of our AMZ community, building his brand, just like many of you guys are as well too. Crazy drones, it's just wild. So it's just very real stuff that's going on. It's great in person to get out there once in a while as well too. So, and as I mentioned, there's all sorts of just amazing things happening in the space. So just understand that, whether you're currently selling on Amazon or you're looking at the opportunity, just know that this is, not only is it, basically approaching $1 trillion opportunity, there's just a lot of incredible things going on in the space to really, really make it interesting. This was a chart I had of back in the day when I was in my warehouse. So some of you guys over the years may have seen me kind of demo kind of where we sell a lot of our products. Good news, you don't even need a warehouse these days. But we just had so much in terms of product and everything else that we use it as kind of a staging area. Now you can use, it's called 3PLs, third-party logistics companies, to do this if you need to. And again, we're really proud of the volume that we've done in the industry, and also the year-over-year growth that we've had in the space. So we always like to show a little proof up front that we've been doing this for a long time. Joey and I, we also run the largest AI focused Facebook group. It's now over 25,000 members, completely free. You guys are, you can join that for free. It's called AI and ChatGPT, the future of Amazon selling. So that is really cool as well too. And then both Joey and I, we've spoken on some of the biggest stages in the industry on the topics of Amazon, AI, this $0 to $1 million topic that we're going to talk to you guys about as well today too. So this is a little bit more, again, just on the Fearless Sellers podcast. It's usually a top ranked podcast in the Amazon on the planet. So that's pretty cool. And again, we've done a ton in the industry. One thing is on the, actually in the chat, which would be really helpful, is let me know if you guys are, if you're currently selling on Amazon, go ahead and put a 1 if you're currently selling. You've started, you tried selling, or you're experienced that, or if you've not sold before, put a 2, right? And both answers are great answers, but it's just helpful. So see a bunch of 1s, Chris, yeah, Heather, Elena, D, Michael's a 2, Chris 1, Heather 1, there's Tony, yep, Kamal, yep. So Joey, a good mix here, right?
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. You were kind of like a hybrid. Technically, we'll talk a little bit about your story, your journey to the 7 figures. But I mean, you technically had started before, but then you kind of like restarted from scratch, to build your brand a little bit. So there's kind of all different ways you can do this. Let me see here. So again, we don't want to talk a lot about ourselves, other than we want to share some of our just journey information, and hopefully that it's a little bit inspirational for you guys and helpful for you. But again, we've been honored to speak at a ton of events and do a lot of panelists and a lot of podcasts we're guests on. Basically, people in the industry trust us. They know that there's no nothing is get rich quick or easy, but if you do it the right way and you follow the right people, you can really follow a path and make a meaningful difference. And that's why Joey and I have both been targeted and invited so many things. And a lot of the biggest names in the industry do trust us and ask us to bring our expertise as well too. So some of these may be familiar faces for you guys, like Brandon Young and Kevin King, and this is my Amazon guy, and Keon's a top sourcing guy. Leo is a top SEO person. Mina is a top marketing PPC pay-per-click person as well too. So I'm not even going to go through any of our sales there. We've gone through a lot of that. Just real quick on myself is just that had no experience in this space before I got into it, right? None of us went to college for this. Maybe in the future, you can major in e-commerce or something, but hey, when none of us, we went through, was that possible, right? I was successful. I was high as a chief operating officer. I was a chief operating officer for private equity backed deals. So I was making some pretty good money. So, but there was frustrations with that. And there was a lack of freedom and really just kind of being a high paid employee. And I've built really successful Amazon businesses with a team of a couple people in the based out of Atlanta here, and actually a team in China as well. And the managing partner of AMZ Insiders with Joey here. And Joey, I know we've got a few slides on about some of your background, but maybe I'll just pause maybe if you don't mind just sharing a little bit about your background, how you got there. I know we're going to share a little about how you got to seven figures, but what's your background?
Yeah, sure. I started out in a normal background like everybody else. You go to college, you get a job in an office, and I liked my corporate job. I was really good at it. I worked for NBC News for about 7 years in San Francisco. And then I moved to Austin working in TV. I worked for Callaway Golf. I had really great corporate jobs and I was good at my job. And I realized one day that I liked working, but I wanted to make myself money. And I was tired of making money for other people and living by their rules of having to be in the office at, 8, 9 a.m. and then working all hours. So that's really why I pursued my own ventures and figuring out, well, how can I be in charge of my life? Because I like working. So that was really where it occurred to me like, hey, I can do this on my own and I can apply all the skills that I learned in these jobs. And I worked in the newsroom and I was really into marketing luxury products. And that's where the Callaway Golf came in. I was on the marketing team over there. And then Getty Images, if you've heard of them, I worked for them on their marketing team and in kind of artwork, which is also high end. So I I really liked working, but I needed to work for myself and have more freedom.
Yes, yes. That is well said again. And well, you are of course special, but in terms of your background, there's nothing special, right, about
Yeah.
it as it pertained to Amazon necessarily, probably other than, you saw an opportunity. I think you evaluated a lot. You do evaluate a lot of business opportunities, and you saw this, and you saw that you could actually, apply and your own skills and efforts to actually make this successful, right?
Yes, exactly. And I knew I could do it because I wasn't as scared of hard work. I just needed to know how to do it. And I needed to learn about the opportunity. And I did actually. Jamie's my mentor, like full disclosure. Jamie taught me how to sell. I wanted to learn how to sell. So I joined AMZ Insiders. I think that was like 2021 when I first
Okay.
joined.
Yeah. Time goes quickly. So yeah, now we've done a bunch together, kind of is running. Basically, the short of that is like, hey, Joey built from 0 to a million plus a million, exited a brand. I basically asked her, like, hey, would you be willing to help out some other sellers in our program? Because you've done a great job. And the thing about this space is, again, we don't consider ourselves gurus or anything. It's just when you learn stuff through experience and doing it, you understand how to do it and you can help others do it. You don't have to be years and years ahead, even if you're a step ahead. So, similarly, like you just need to be able to follow. And I see some of the chat, like Chris says, try to sell, but we're with the wrong program. It was very frustrating. Yeah, totally understand that. We've come across that a lot of people. Unfortunately, that's part of the reason why I put up the slides there of showing us with in the industry and helping in the trust. And I saw Isabella's on here. Yeah, we definitely will add Isabella. Isabella Ritz is a rock star in the space, and we love participating and
Yes.
collaborating with her and her team, the Rich Momentum team. But the reason why what happens is just it's like think about in life or your friends or people in your community. Like how do you? It's like word of mouth. Who do you trust and who's kind of the real deal? It's the same thing in this. It's a little trickier sometimes online because there's a lot of different out there. But if you get around the right people, and the other one is like, who do you relate to? And so, I think the community that we've helped and that we speak to and try to help in these events can kind of relate to ourselves, right? We both have worked. We've both been successful to some extent. I think most people probably feel like they haven't quite been as successful as they've want to. They've never hit that one home run. In your lifetime, you only need to hit it right once, right? I mean, that's just the truth. But I know a lot of people feel, but at the same time, are just like me and you, they're motivated, they're passionate, they want to make a difference. And that's why, that tends to be the type of people that are in our community there. So when, I know I threw a couple, snuck in a few other pictures of you, Joey. So this is back in, this is one of your other businesses that maybe just share it and then we'll jump right into some of our AI tools because we don't want to hold back. But what is this here?
Yeah, sure. So I still for I guess 9 years now, I've had a company called 3D Walls by Design. This was the very first company I started, and it's a wallpaper business. And I did really well. That I outfitted Under Armour, and I got written up in magazines. And the company was doing well, and it occurred to me, hey, this is great and I'm making money, but this is not an asset that somebody's going to buy from me because I had to do the work. I had to find the clients and run the entire business, which I'm still involved in, but it is not a business that somebody's going to sell. And that was really when it hit me that Amazon was the opportunity. And when I set out to sell on Amazon, that was my goal. I wanted to build a brand on Amazon that somebody would want to purchase from me. Because the biggest payday you get when you're working is when somebody buys your business from you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's, to your point, and we'll probably do this more. We're going to show but more, maybe one last thing before we kick off into some of the AI tools and everything else. I always love, I think, in the program, we kind of call minimum standards in terms of what you want to target in terms of profitability. But I always feel like you took it to a whole nother level, which I thought was great. It's also about in terms of how much money you make, but just anything you share too about how you think or recommend people think about the profitability of their products that they sell.
Yeah, a little insight of why I even created this slide, because this is a hard slide to look at. Because when people go to sell things or build a business, you think, oh, well, you want to improve the environment and you want to care. And that is completely true. And I tried that with the very first product that I sold on Amazon. Actually, keep it, I'll show it to you. If you have your camera, if you can see in the camera, this strap here was a very emotional product that I first tried to sell on Amazon. And it's a stroller strap that connects a stroller to your wrist so the babies don't roll away from their caregivers. And I did that out of the emotion. And I did not go and look at my margins and everything to validate it before I launched. So this slide here that I wanted to share is that I needed to look at things with margin first above my emotions. Like, it's okay that the emotions are there and I wanted to do this product, but if I had paid attention to the profitability, then I would have been able to grow the company and the brand better with the money to reach more people, whereas it didn't work. So my goal when I set out and built my business from 0 to 1 million in 12 months, I started with what kind of margin do I need to be successful? And the goal was to make money so I could grow that business and grow that brand to eventually be a household name.
Yeah, I love it. And so really big margins just for everyone. Again, it's just at the end of the day, you want to put, build an asset, as Joey mentioned, that you can eventually sell if you want to, or you can keep it forever. And the more profitable that is and having that mindset up front is good. And so we're going to go through a couple of things that will help you around the profitability of product as we go through. And I'm going to actually skip around this because I feel like we've talked a little bit more, but just point is we talked about some of you guys are selling on Amazon. We help a lot of people that are existing sellers and they want to get to that next level. They're kind of stuck or they've been with a program that hasn't worked. There's a lot of people that, hey, I want to quit their job. Like this is what I did. It was, I had 3 kids. It was a big leap to do that because it was even a harder leap because I was earning more money. So to be able to do that on their own, but a lot of people do that, but a lot of people just want to have it as a side hustle, right? They've got some other businesses and they want to do this. So any of those are fine. And then some of you guys, we do have sellers that are doing already 7 figures plus, and they're looking to look more. And so this training information will help you there as well too. And so, what Joey was talking about in terms of the value of building an asset, right? We already showed you this earlier that, Amazon sales are going up and up and up. This is the percentage of the Amazon sales that are third-party sellers like you and I, people that sell on Amazon versus, Amazon sells product themselves. You can see the percentage. There's a shift in the pie to third-party sellers, which means Amazon themselves is selling a smaller percentage. And so not only is the total sales on Amazon growing on its way to $1 trillion, which is insane. But the percentage of the pie that, for all of us is also getting bigger as well too, which is awesome. This was a phenomenal couple years ago where there's all this capital that came into the space. So when Joey was with her brand, was taking it to the market, et cetera, there's called these aggregators. There's now over $10 billion in professional capital that's come to the space. Basically, it was the financial markets recognizing that, wow, these are really valuable assets. Like what Joey figured out herself that, hey, I want to build one of these because it's a valuable asset. Well, when the serious money comes in, that kind of really validates the space. And that happened just in the last couple of years. I mean, even though Amazon had been around forever, I showed you, last 10 years, look how just recent. Before that, it was like there was no money invested in the space. And all of a sudden it really, really took off here. I covered Joey earlier as a great success story. We also, one of our, Joey, do you mind sharing who this individual is?
That is, we call him Uber driver John. He is phenomenal. Joined our program after meeting Jamie in an Uber. So that's why we call him Uber driver John. He's wonderful. He follows direction and coaching very well. He's very coachable, and I don't think he would mind me sharing what he sells. I'll just tell you because it's interesting. But this guy who's very like rugged and outdoorsy, we helped him launch, and we helped him choose the product to launch as well. We taught him how to choose it. He launched flower pillows, like decorative flower pillows. And so this kind of goes along with the thinking about the brand and the margin. And he is 100% into his product and building his brand, even though he doesn't look like a guy who'd be selling flower pillows. And by his third week, I think it was, he was making close to 100,000 on, or what am I saying? He was making close to $10,000 per month at his third month. And he is one of the episodes on my podcast. So I highly recommend listening to his story because he's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, so he is at over $100,000 run rate, already starting off. And just like you, I mean, you got into several $100,000 into just a few months in, which is, was for the amount of capital you put in, which wasn't a ton, that's like a huge number to be able to generate it. Obviously if someone puts in, a couple 100,000 and to start off, you can grow and buy your sales kind of faster, but just kind of start it from scratch. David and Leah also sold multiple brands, now 5 brands, and helped David multiple times with his brands. And he really sharp, both of them, Leah, David, are really sharp people. And I've learned from them as well too. I hit them up around things, and just a rock star, husband, wife couple do it out of their house themselves and continue to do this. So again, we're about to go through, like I said, at the end, I'm going to give you a link to get the slides here too. So you don't have to copy anything we do. We will email them to you directly. And again, as I start rocking and rolling here, just be ready. I'm going to unveil a lot to you guys. Before I get to go, I know some people have hit us up comments that they're like, hey, how do we get a hold of you guys? How do we do it? I'm going to give you guys as much value completely free here as possible. And yes, yeah, Julie, no problem about the slide deck. Just stay to the end. That's all you do. And again, we're talking like 30 minutes. We're not going to go super long. We're going to stay on to answer your guys' questions because this is probably the last time this year that Joey and I will do this live here. So this is like your opportunity to interact, ask questions, and see things. But again, we're going to give you as much free value as possible. And then at the end, some of you guys that want to like, hey, how can I be the next Joey, or how can I be like John and others, we'll get you guys some information. Some of you guys are like, hey, I want to just schedule a time to talk to you now. This is like super interesting to me. I know I can be your next success story. And you want to kind of get to the front of the line. We call this the fast pass. You can take your phone and just open your camera. And if you're not watching this on your phone right now, and you can scan it right there too. Maybe Joe, do you mind putting the hyperlink just to that call, amz.com, if you can, the HTTP, if you can get that version of it,
Sure,
and drop it. But we'll just show it now. We're going to take this down in a second here, and we're not going to show this to you guys again till the end. We do some questions and everything else, but yeah, I just want to give you that upfront because I know how I am. Sometimes I'm like, just give me the info if I want to move forward. And that's the way I am. I get excited about things. I don't have to be sold what I just get excited, and I want to move forward because I'm interested in achieving the goals that, we want to achieve. All right. I'll put it back for 5 seconds and then we're taking it down. And again, we'll just have it in the chat there. Joey put it right there, but that's it. It's basically like 5, 6 questions, a couple questions, nothing big. And then there's a time to talk with our team, our expert team, to talk about your goals, where you're at. But again, only do that if you're serious, excited, that like, hey, you're ready to build on. But so let's jump into some of the cool things. And I always like to start with the end in mind. So if you guys go to a site like empireflippers.com, there's other sites too. You just pull it up and you can sort by like the value of the businesses. And I did this the other day, and they can show when the business was created: 2020, 2020. This one's only 2015, 2021, right? And look at this, $4.2 million in 3 years, 2.2 million, that's the same price, 1.642 million. Yeah, I mean, it's 2.3 million basically. And this is what, this is the wire that will get put into your account, right? This is a wire transfer. This isn't like sales or whatever. This is what you're selling the business for. And so you get the entire amount transferred to you. All right. And so those are an example of a few. And those guys, these are all Amazon FBA. Amazon FBA. It's kind of small. Amazon FBA, Amazon FBA, Amazon FBA. So private label. It's the same thing that we're talking with you about here. You see in health and fitness, outdoors, children hobbies. All right. There's all different categories where this is a million, 1.2 million, 0.4 million. We know this is life-changing stuff. And so if we can help you accomplish this, right, we know this can make a massive difference in your life. We've helped people, even people, for 500,000, right? Like total game changers when this will happen. So, to Joey's point, that's why the value of building, the Amazon opportunity, private label, building your own brand is so valuable, because you have this opportunity to exit brand. So that being said, we're going to jump into some tools. I'm going to give you, and Joey's going to jump in with me as well too, for some of them, some of the top tools that currently that we're using to help you guys get started, move quickly, understand. Now there are like hundreds of tools, and we stay plugged into this stuff a lot, but it is, hopefully, even if you find one of these tools valuable, I think it can really make a big difference. And it's part of the reason, again, why we've had people doing, basically over $4 or $5 million a year come for our help, because the ability to implement this stuff is truly game changing. I guess, Joey, I know on your end, I always think of you with your own brand, and AI is changing it. But a couple of years ago, when you're building your brand, AI wasn't really around then as much. Anything you'd share just on external traffic before we kind of jump into the AI tools, and any recommendations and how important it is for people to keep in mind?
Yeah, look, I love external traffic. I always did like external traffic before I was even selling on Amazon. I saw a lot of value in driving traffic from Google to a website or anything. But when I was started selling on Amazon, like, well, I'm definitely going to use outside traffic. And this was in early 2021. And it was just very natural to me. I thought, okay, well, I'm going to run some Google ads. I didn't have a big budget, and I did some social media. And I really think it contributed to why I was able to grow my brand so quickly. And now, fast forward to 2023 and beyond, Amazon's actually admitted that they do reward outside traffic. And when I say reward, it means that they rank you higher on page one when people are searching on Amazon, and they'll give you better organic results on Amazon, which will lower your ad costs. So it's a definite must when you first launch. And then I get to a point with my products where I can turn it on and off. So I'm not spending too much money on advertising, but it's definitely something I'm really excited about for the rest of 2023 and 2024, especially because AI has made it a lot easier. And not that I struggled, knowing how many hours I spent creating ads and looking at reviews, well, AI does things in minutes now. So I'm really excited for what Jamie is about to share. Oh, you're on mute, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you, Joey. Yeah, Joey did a great job with external traffic, their own brand. And the cool thing with, I always like observe and take different things from different people. I think one of the things I've always really admired with Joey and how she's gone about things is you don't have to do everything, right? You need to pick a couple strategies that will work for you, and then just like really kind of believe in it and go after it. And I think that's, Joey, what you did, like whether it was Google Ads or your approach, like you come up with your own little bit of a recipe once you understood, what are the ingredients, what are the options, what's important, and then you kind of just make it your own, right? And so it's not that what John does, it's not that it's identical to what you did. It's like, okay, in times change, the product, every product's a little bit different, but it's to understand the possibilities and how to do it until you don't know what you don't know. But once you know it, again, you pick a lane and go with it. And that's what I found is really helpful. Yeah. Julie says, know the avatar. Yes. The avatar of the customer to report and get after it. And I like to show this. So this stuff really works. This is really cool. Like a lot of the techniques we talk about, this was not that long ago. Joey's one of her social posts, one of her reels, right? Joey, this was you created this. They had over I think it's probably 2.3 million now. Using, knowing how to basically create social content and external traffic and how to basically make things go viral.
Yeah. And social media is a big part of it. And it's really consistency. But this one was particularly awesome because it was educational, but it was also, pretty quick, but it caught onto the Explorer page. And that's really just getting my profile, right? Yes, this reel got 2.3 million, but then everybody goes to my profile. So then they see, oh, Joey's an Amazon seller. What does she sell? And what I'm doing in this reel is I'm putting made in China stickers on some of my products that I keep at my house, because I do store some products. That's just part of my plan at my house. And I was putting some of the made in China stickers on. But yeah, I love all things social and helping people.
Yeah. And the idea, guys, there's a process to everything we do. So we put a lot of social out. It's not like a one-time deal. There's one on my Facebook page. I think we had one recently that does well over 1 million, might be up to 1.5 million or something. But we've had lots, even if not much, where it's repetitive, and we're not spending all day on social creating this content, right? There's a system in place that you can then promote it. So it goes out to your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, et cetera. So it's about working smart and having a system in place to be able to do this. And then occasionally you'll kind of catch fire, like Joey's posted in this case here too. So that being said, let's go into, this is where you guys be ready to move quickly here. I'm going to go, like I said, fairly quick here. And first thing, ChatGPT. So I think majority of you guys, I won't even ask you here, majority of you guys have used ChatGPT. If you haven't, I recommend it. It's completely free. We're past the 1 year mark. It was actually this month last year where ChatGPT 3.0 came out. Then they have 3.5 and now there's 4.0. Very powerful. Basically, ChatGPT, I consider it kind of like your genie in a bottle. Your wish is its command, and it can do anything you ask it to do. I'll do for you. It doesn't matter creating a presentation, your kid's homework, find you a great product. Yeah, it's really amazing. And frankly, it's just human nature. People underutilize this amazing stuff. My one go-to tip for you guys is whenever you're prompting ChatGPT, it's always about the prompts, what you ask it to do. I'm going to give you some cool tools that basically make prompting really easy. But prompting is huge because you can ask it something simple. Someone else can ask it more complex or ask it in more in depth, and they'll get like a better answer. So, prompting is kind of where some of the magic sauce is. But with the prompts, you always want to tell it it's an expert or whatever you're asking it to do. So you want, around Amazon, we always tell it, hey, you are an Amazon selling expert, and then we'll ask it to do whatever you want. If you're in a lawsuit and you want to ask a legal question to it, you tell ChatGPT, you are a legal expert in XYZ state, and then ask your question. So there's plenty of other tips and tricks in terms of certain things. We'll talk about a couple of them as well too. Joey, anything else you wanted to add there?
I just like how you were telling it's an expert. And I always like to put in, like, if I'm working on my product description, I'll put my product description in and I'll say, make this product description 10 times better and keep my keywords. And I'm always blown away at the results because I thought I wrote really well, and then ChatGPT makes it better.
Yeah, yeah. One fun thing, a lot of it, it's like the limitation is what we think of, right? Or we can't think of, or so a lot of times it's great to get ideas from other people, like, inspiration from other people. So sometimes and again, a lot of the stuff, it's not that we invent the stuff, it's just we learn it and we're plugged into it. Like I like to be mean to it sometimes. Like you tell it like, like that's unacceptable. Make this, or there's, and again, I learned this from other people where it's like, I would never talk to other people like this, but the AI, you might say like, I'll give you get 3 more tries and then you're done with, something like that. Like you scare it. So it's like a lot of pressure to get stuff right. So it is kind of wild what you can do with it. Why AI for everyone here too, in terms of, when you guys hear AI, I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I also don't want you to think of like the hype. I don't want you to get caught up in the magic thing. I just want you to think about, hey, how can this augment for me to make more money and a tip? So Julie says, great tip, expert $1 million seller. Yes. So, you can be really creative and play around with it. You'll find it's also really good just for brainstorming. Like if you get kind of stuck in your own thinking, then it can kind of unlock that. And in a way, it will give you ideas like, oh, there you go. Or, Joey just talking to them like, oh yeah, that reminds me of, some other ideas to use it. But so AI, I do want you to think of it in terms of a last to first and first to last opportunity, which is, if a lot of you guys are newer to this Amazon, which is great because you come in, you don't have any mistakes, you don't have anything getting out of the first time, but you have an opportunity to really leapfrog a lot of the, I'll call it established listings and sellers, because they're kind of stuck in their old ways, or they're not going to implement any of these tools. So you can just do it faster and better, and you'll see some of the tools. Again, even if you don't use every tool I mentioned, if you just use one or two tools here, I guarantee you can make a massive difference. And if you go deep, and of course, ChatGPT being the biggest one. And same thing, first to last. If you don't pay attention, you can get left behind as well too. Again, I'm going to give you all these slides, so you don't need to copy it all. Sometimes I like to take little screenshots or take a picture with my phone of things. But here are some of the ways for Amazon in terms of optimizing your listings. A huge one. We do weekly live trainings. We pull in top experts from the industry, and so we've had some really great presenters on this topic, and the AI stuff just makes it like so much faster and better to be able to do that. Probably say that's the lowest hanging fruit in terms of you can make your listing amazing very easily without spending much money. It's like, and you can do it like in the matter of minutes. Advertising is a little bit more complex because there's like bidding and there's algorithms and stuff like that. But some of the platforms are really evolving around that. Anything with the customer, I'd say the customer stuff is probably kind of underestimated on how powerful it is. So anything with customers, like communication with a customer or communicating with Amazon about any customer issues and stuff like that, it's really great to resolve issues and to improve, to get the outcome that you want. At the end of the day, selling at Amazon, a lot of it is getting really good products that are opportunities. Your products don't have to be perfect. There's plenty of opportunities for all of us. As Joey and I both like to say, there's room at the table for all of us to be successful. But to identify those niches where those opportunities are really helpful. And again, we talked about, Julie said, know the avatar, exactly, like the ability to research who the customer is and the type of things they like and what else. You can really go deep around that. And then kind of analyzing any kind of data as well too. So just as an example, here is 20 prompts right here. Again, you can screenshot it. I'll send this stuff to you guys. But you can literally copy and paste and put these into Amazon and, make them your own if you want to modify it a little bit. Of course, don't forget to tell it that's an expert. And you can do these amazing things, right? How can it help me optimize my product titles? What techniques can Chat recommend for improving customer reviews and ratings? Like pretty much every aspect of the business you can ask it to do. Now, is this unique just to Amazon? No, but I mean, in your day-to-day job or whatever else, your personal life, you can use these techniques, but it's super applicable to Amazon to really make a big difference on your business, to be able to get amazing insight. So again, these are some of the ones powerful. So again, more specific examples in terms of prompting, write 5 bullets, 500 bytes each for an Amazon listing, selling X, I put lacrosse massage ball, whatever your product was, and top keywords for the product, right? And Joey referenced that as well too. Can you write these bullet points for lacrosse in a product in a way a 5th grader can understand? That's another little nugget for you guys. if you tell it to write it in a way a fifth grader can understand, that will optimize the conversion rate. So that's been shown. That's the ideal kind of language level to write things at, which is actually a pretty clear and straightforward style of writing. Most of us don't have awareness of how we write. Like, and sometimes we may write it kind of too high of a level. So some people don't exactly know, or it's not exactly clear. And when it comes to, conversion and sales, you want to be as clear as possible. You don't want to hit people with fancy words. I talked about customer support. This is one of our speaking of amazing, one of our amazing coaches, Matt Atkins. I was teaching a session around this stuff, and he I think WhatsApped me that night or Telegram me or something, said, amazing, easiest support case I've ever opened. And this was, this was the prompt up here. He was basically looking to get help to get something resolved, and he got it fixed really, really quickly and easily, which is awesome. So again, that's ChatGPT. We can do entire days on this, and we actually do within our mastermind group, our coaching program, we do deep dives on this stuff, and we'll continue to come back to it. But just a ton of stuff we can do on that. Joe, before I kind of just unveiled everyone just the other tools, kind of in rapid fire, anything else before we move on from Chat GPT here?
Julie has a question asking about ChatGPT needing to know the keywords already. That's a really good question. ChatGPT is not plugging into your specific product and Amazon to pull the keywords. So be mindful that the keywords are up to you of what you want to win. And that's how I won with my brand is your keyword. So that's a core part of selling on Amazon that, I'd love to teach you. But yeah, so when you ask ChatGPT, you do want to supply the keywords or mention the keywords to it. That's what I do. Otherwise, it will suggest and pull keywords, but it's taking it off of the web. It's not pulling it from your specific listing. You have to tell it what the keywords are.
Yeah, well said. Great point. So yeah, that's the beauty of matching ChatGPT with sometimes other software tools. Again, these aren't our tools, things like Helium 10, everything else. You can sync up these tools to make it powerful that, where it's grabbing the actual Amazon data. But yeah, and the more information you can provide it, the smarter it can be. So to Joey's point, like you can provide it your keywords or say, make sure you include these words. And the cool thing about ChatGPT is it remembers the previous prompts above it and the previous answers it gave you. So every time you respond and get more detail, it can learn more and more about your product or situation as you go through, and you can kind of navigate that in different ways too. So, all right. So I'm going to share just a couple of things. And again, my point earlier is I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I want you to understand the possibility type of stuff that we're doing with AI. So I'm going to show you a couple of things, show you that, just pull back the curtain of the tools we're using for it, and give you a list of like another 6-7 tools here that in most cases are pretty much free or they're very low cost, and we'll go there. So this right here is a AI generated image of me, right? Based off of, gave it some images and generated it through that. I think there's an app. I think this one we used Lensa. It's called Lensa. So we got a bunch of photos. And again, you could use an actual image yourself or not, but as you see right here, this is, I'm going to play this. So this is obviously not it's an AI generated image of me. The audio is is my voice, but I didn't actually speak these words. And what I'm saying is also, I did not create the content either for that. So let's just play a second of it here.
I don't have the audio.
Yeah, and the audio probably doesn't come through because it's in I'm in my my earbuds right here. But basically, the audio plays through about the basically about the product and the business. So I'm going to go through and show you. Let me see if I can tell you what. Give me one quick second here. If I can. I'm going to see if I can just give a little bit because that might help. Oh, actually, I could stay right here for the. Stay with it here. I can. There we go. Speaker. I will. All right, let me do this real quick here, see how this goes. Oops, I may have, try one last thing. Yes. Oops, there we go. Just real time and get you guys this, let's see if this will work here.
I can live up to that introduction, but I'll certainly try. Thank you for those incredibly kind words. Now, let me take a moment to return the favor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet, you absolutely must check out Joey's Fearless Sellers podcast.
All right. So the point here is not to play the whole thing, but to give you guys a little demo of what is, what's possible. Basically, you can create endless content with stuff with AI, right? And so I want to show you just like how we're going about doing this, because when you can do it once, you can do it multiple times. So the tool that we use for to mimic our voices is 11 Labs. You can see it here. You can see very clear. You can say based on a short audio clip for me, we did Joey's voice as well too, just on a short sample. And basically, you can then think about take your voice or take an influencers or team members, and then you don't ever have to actually do this yourself. You can have it talk about your product, have it represent your brand, and do all this stuff, right, without you ever having to actually talk. All right. So, which is pretty mind blowing. To get the 100% perfect match, which is really powerful. These are cloning your voices, right? So they need like a fuller sample, and they need to make sure it's you, so you're not like stealing someone else's, but it's pretty crazy. The other thing you saw in that image was like my mouth was moving. This site right here, d-id.com, is really powerful because you can share basically images. Again, you can use your own image like I was using there, or you can pick an avatar or, again, an actual image of you. And you see how like the mouth was moving to talk. So this d-id.com can also do this as well. So that is the combination of d-id and 11 Labs, those combination. And then I used ChatGPT to create the script. So I didn't play it all for you, but it was kind of a little bit tongue in cheek. Like I was being a little over the top about, Joey and the podcast. And I told it like, I told ChatGPT, like make it, really over the top about how amazing it is. And so it goes very eloquently about Joey's podcast and everything else. But again, I just copied and pasted it and plugged it in, and it did the rest. Right. So pretty powerful stuff. Again, this is all stuff. Keep in mind, you don't always have to do this stuff. You could hire a virtual assistant to do this stuff, but think about the endless content you can create doing this kind of stuff. The other thing is images, right? So creating images. Midjourney is basically ChatGPT for images. So want you guys to be aware of this tool here. I love it for product ideas. So like product selection. Here's one, like massage guns are one of the most popular products on Amazon. None of them look like this, but I told Midjourney, I said, hey, create the world's most luxurious massage gun. So you can take whatever product you want and tell Midjourney, create the most luxurious version in the world of XYZ product. And they give you all sorts of unique ideas on how to differentiate your product in a way that's different than the competition there. And the reality is you can find your manufacturer and maybe make a little change, or, maybe not this crazy, but you can make something that really would stand out and that people would buy your product over others. This one here, and like I said, I'm going to go through some of these kind of quick. This Chrome extension is probably my favorite. It's called AIPRM. All right, AIPRM right up top here. It's completely free. Again, I'm going to give you guys these slides for staying on here for a few more minutes until we finish up here. But this is a game changer, because I talked about earlier about prompting being the most important part with ChatGPT. This is kind of like, prompting, basically crowdsourced prompting. So people across the globe are creating these amazing prompts for ChatGPT. And it's this overlay that allows you to do stuff in a very easy way, a click of a button, like how to write a complete book in one clip or one click. All right. Or like right here, how to Midjourney. I just showed you Midjourney. Well, Midjourney prompts can be complex and complicated, but this makes it super easy. So like I said, create an image of a beautiful woman in her 30s to represent our water bottle brand. All right. This is the actual prompt this little tool generated. which is like techno jargon, right? I don't know about DSLR camera, 50 millimeter lens, soft focus on the woman, blah, 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 AR, like all this stuff, right? It's like techno babble. I just know we want to create like an image of a woman in her 30s to represent our brand. That's me speaking naturally, right? And so what does it do? I plug this into the thing, and there it goes. It creates these aren't real women, right? These are AI generated 4. And I could recreate this over and over. It'd create another 4, or you can pick one. In this case, I picked this woman down here and just use that as an image. And then from there, what we did was we created the process I showed you earlier. Like I wrote a script describing why people, should love our water bottle. And so there's a little video for it, and she's going to talk, and I'm not going to play the audio for it right now just because interest for it, but it's basically like, get ready to transform your hydration habits, blah, 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 all about your brand. And this isn't perfect. So there's some stuff, to next level. But again, hopefully you can see very quickly, we now have a representative of our brand, right? In this case, a woman, outdoorsy woman at no cost to us whatsoever. And now we're creating content to represent our brand. You can do this over and over, and you can have, again, a virtual assistant or someone just really pump this stuff out, and it's absolutely wild. All right. So pretty amazing stuff. Again, using d-id.com, using the 11 Labs tool I showed you, and using ChatGPT. That's just 3 things doing that. Pretty remarkable. And again, I showed you the AI PRM tool, which is kind of makes ChatGPT really easy in terms of the prompting. So I'm going to give you a couple more that I really like too. And I say Joey and I both have used all these. Opus Clip is one of our favorites. So if you take this is long form content. So let's say you have an influencer do a review of your product. Let's say, Joey talked about John earlier with his pillows. So let's say he has like a kind of home goods person, influencer, like lifestyle influencer, do a review on his pillows, maybe in advance of the holidays, like 10 top things. And here's one of them. They might create like a 20-minute video and talk about all the cool things. And so longer form content, you can take longer form content and just copy and paste that URL and drop it in here and click right here, and off it will go. And within like 10 minutes, it will create like 10 really good short clips for you to put together and to leverage. And they're in like the vertical format that fit the Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, etc. And it's at a click of a button, and it will actually rank the 10 clips, and it'll tell you which ones it will, like starting with the best one, and it will tell you how it goes. Yeah, Julie says, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, we've used it a ton. It's really, really cool. And it will tell you like, oh, this one has like this great hook. This one has this, one has that. So, and then you can use those little, because, the short clips work really well. Like, Joey, how long was your clip that went, that had over 2 million views there? How long is the actual clip for that video?
That's a good question. I think it's only like 7 or 8 seconds. I can look though.
Yeah, I mean, the point is that it's really short, right? It's not a 5-minute video.
Yeah, it's really short.
Yeah. So, because the power is like, that's the thing right now is short does really well, right? Short clips, short things. You guys know, if you're on your phone watching, TikTok, you're like gobbling up a lot of quick content and you're going on. That's why this works really well, but it's also a way to repurpose your content over and over. This one's really cool too. This tool right here is called Flare. So flare.ai. And all you do is you basically take a little snapshot like from your phone of your product, or get a picture of your product from your manufacturer, just like plain right here. Within just a few clicks, you can have like these amazing photos with your products in it. Super, super cool. If I'm going to, I guess I should keep flipping back to my method here, but this, see if I go back to my speaker. I'm just switching back to my speaker again. So this tool right here, you can see you put it on the platform here, and it like makes it, again, it's very basic and simple, but you can see.
Bottle ad. We can position it anywhere in the canvas, at any size. I normally like to go a little bit larger and front and center. Next, head to the assets folder where you can drag and drop other products into the frame, or accessories. Accessories are kind of cool because they really allow you to control the composition of the ad that you're creating. So, for example, you can drag in leaves and then balance them out with a pair of strawberries on the opposite side of the bottle. And this gives you a little bit more control over product placement. Next, you head to the Generate tab to describe the ad that you create. You can either go freestyle and write whatever comes to mind, or rely on Flair's smart prompts to basically optimize the imagery.
I'm just going to show you because it's really quick anyways, but she just basically with a few clicks of the button, all of a sudden you get, this amazing thing right here. So basically you have a way to separate your listing. We already talked about optimizing your listing using ChatGPT, but this is using AI imagery in a very easy way to make your picture. You can create a bunch of these so that your photo is, far and away different and better in your listing. Because at the end of the day, people are just, when you're shopping, think about when you're shopping on Amazon, all you're doing is you're looking at an image, right? And then with that image, you're deciding whether, which picture you're going to buy versus someone else's product. And that has to do with the price and maybe some of the reviews, but the picture is really the, let me kick that off there too. So, all right. So that is Flair.ai. Again, super powerful. One of the last ones and most, I think one of the most powerful ones out there. I know, Joey, you've had a lot of kind of expertise with this. So maybe if you don't mind sharing a little bit your perspective on this, that would be really cool.
My current favorite AI tool is Shulex right now. And the reason that I love Shulex so much is before this tool was created to dig through reviews and pull out specific details of what you can improve on a product, I would spend hours and hours digging through reviews of other products that I wanted to sell or my competitors to figure out how to improve my products. So it has cut hours and hours off of my life, and I'm obsessed with it. So yeah, thanks, Amy. So it'll break out. Like what you'll do is you'll go to Amazon and it has an extension in Chrome and it's very easy to install, and it will show you an analysis. Like you can pick the product, you'll click, maybe I usually click 20 competitors. Let's just say do you have an example in here, Jamie? Like lacrosse balls or?
Yes, there's one I know.
Yeah.
You said it's
okay.
a Chrome extension, right? But
yeah,
I know
so
that it
for
will
the
have the
Chrome
results
extension,
of it, but go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what happens is you'll have the extension, and for Jamie's example, for this he put in lacrosse balls, and that was searched into Amazon, and the extension will go and pull this data and it'll analyze it, and this data is just priceless, and your competitors are probably not doing it. But interesting enough, I wouldn't think, okay, well, I want to sell lacrosse balls, and look, one of the top complaints was people were talking about the smell. Like I personally wouldn't think much about it, but then you think, oh, okay, then that's something you can improve on immediately is the smell. And that's a high percentage, 33% of reviews that were on the negative side were saying that it had a bad smell. So that's right there a way to improve it. And it also gives you marketing language, a way to market it to be better than your competitors, because you already know that people are looking for lacrosse balls that do not have a toxic smell. And, this one's saying less, or it says toxic smell, terrible smell, and strong smell of like gas over time. That's really impactful. And you can do this on all of the products. So this is a really amazing tool. And then they'll put it into a graph for you, and now you'll see other uses for it. dog toy, right? I wouldn't have thought, oh, people are using the lacrosse ball for a dog toy. You might think that if you have a big dog and you're doing that, but I have a pug. And if I was selling lacrosse balls, my pug's mouth is too little. So I just naturally would not have thought of that. So that's another way that you could market it with your keywords for dogs. So this tool does this in minutes. And I know that I spent at least 20 hours digging through competitor reviews in the year 2021 alone when I was just launching one product. So this saves a lot of time and it's more in depth. It works faster and quicker than my brain does. So this is currently my obsession. I'm sure I'll have a new AI tool soon that I'm obsessed with, but this is mine.
Yep. No, it's totally sense and totally agree with you. And we will have, we're going to give you guys a little more insight for help. And we have some ways for you guys to get a hold. We have some free trials you can try for a month of that tool. That tool is it's like $98 a month, 99, but we have one, you can get it for like $1 a month. Again, none of the stuff is our tool. We don't get a penny for you guys using any of this stuff. This is just stuff that we've used and found. And hopefully, like, we love to find free stuff, like Opus Clip is free. AI PRM is free. Midjourney, there's like a $10 fee, I think, per month, etc. So, but again, in the scheme of things, relatively cheap, but this is why none of these things are particularly expensive. And in Schulix, we do have like an ability to access the tool for you guys to use it for. And they are, as Joey said, like the power of reviews is like insane, because it really unveils what's that gold that's in those reviews that you can solve with your product, whether it's the product itself or just the listing itself, answering to Joey's point, addressing those issues. So like proactively, so it makes your product stand out. Like a lot of using Joey's, there, like a lot of listings may not talk about smell, because I've been around lacrosse balls my whole life and I never, ever have had that issue, but I didn't know. Just because I don't have that issue doesn't mean other people, doesn't mean, right. You want to know your customer and what they're saying, to Joey's point. So here's the 8 tools we went through. Again, we put this up here too. I'm going to give you guys some more insight. Again, for those that are serious, you can hold up your phone here, scan it, and it should take you there. Maybe try that out for you. Let me know in the chat if that actually just pulls up the little app there. Let me know if it's working there. So I can see it, but it should work. But again, the point is, whether you're using all of these tools or John says, yes, it's working. Okay, cool. Or you use one of these, again, like it's like when we were working with Joey building her brand, but Joey didn't, like, we covered a lot of stuff to do it, but Joey like really got, I know, into Google Ads, right? And like, she really honed in on that because that was working for her thing. She didn't have to do, 10 different things. But you find one thing that works, right? The whole game changes and your life can change. So hopefully those tools are helpful. Want to give you guys a couple principles here that I think are really important in terms of being successful. So one of my key principles, and again, Joey and I are very similar like this, is we're never afraid to ask for help. Okay. And Isabella was looking for a great photo of Isabella earlier. There's Isabella's photo up here finally. But, we have all sorts of people that we pull in and work with because we, bring the best of the best with us. So Joey, did we have William on? Was he back on recently or coming up?
Yeah, he presented this week.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You were there. I could not make it this week, but yeah, so he just came right in with influencers, massive, like, so we've got, the biggest and best names. We're a team, we're a collaborative effort. So it's not just with, Coach Kathy says, I was just with Yulia at the Canton Fair. That's awesome. Yeah. There's Yulia right there. Yulia was on your podcast as well too, right? So you guys had a great discussion.
Well, Yulia is phenomenal. Yes, we're friends. She's so knowledgeable. She has like 17 years of sourcing experience. So yeah, we partner with her, and she's contributed a lot to our community because we pull in these experts like Yulia, and now we're looking at these top people because This isn't just about what I know. It's pulling in the top minds. And I learned from Jamie, and Jamie was pulling in the top minds to the AMZ community. So we want to bring you the best of the best. Yes, I can tell you exactly what I did, but then there's also other experts that we want people to know. And even though I know a lot about Google Ads and I love Google Ads, you're going to learn from like Tyler here. He knows all about Google Ads as well. So it's like we don't compete, we collaborate with everybody. And one of the cool biggest reasons I wanted to join AMZ Insiders and that I like it is you go to conferences and Amazon events, and these people are on stages where the tickets cost like, I don't know, $5,000 to $8,000. And in our community, we get to have them in a private setting with just our community to speak. And like, it's an honor that they will come and speak to us.
Yeah, like I said, it's all, again, these guys, and they want to, because they know, we know we do things right, and we really help people build these brands right. And so that's why you see people, and there's Joey up on stage, Sean Hart, got somebody who see. So we really feel like the best in the industry. And so, one of the approach we have is says like, we're not looking to reinvent the light bulb, right? So in life, and we do believe that together we can go faster and farther. All right. Is this stuff hard? Yeah, it's somewhat hard. So there's a lot of little things. There's a lot of little pieces to get together. There's lots of things changing and moving, and AI tools, and what should you do, and what's working, and what's not working. Like, that's why we collaborate with other people to see, we get information. It's not about getting the right answer, because eventually anyone can get the right answer. It's about getting it faster and implementing faster than other people. That's what makes you successful in business. And so with that approach, the way we think about it is like, hey, we think about this the same way ourselves. We keep doing what you're kind of currently doing, the kind of the status quo. But if you believe the ability to put some of this together, tap into a strong group of people and really build a successful Amazon brand of your own, like we showed you at the beginning of those brands that are all selling. And every day there's new listings going up there, people selling their brands for, $1 million, $2 million or more dollars. And we've helped a lot of people sell their brands for those amounts as well too. If you do believe that, if it's an answer to a better life, better income, and to really create that asset for yourself that you can sell someday, the reality is that you're going to need some help, right? So I like to say every Olympic athlete has a coach, right? So you have to, if you want to have peak performance, you need help. It's just the reality of it. It's not about sitting in a room by yourself. And in fact, most times that works against you, because most people overthink things as well too. So this is some of the criteria we use in terms of how to pick someone to help you, or how we think you should think about it, which is, to have experience themselves, people we helped, you getting good results. Has this worked for a long time, or is this something just we're testing out? I've been able to do this consistently over time, and you provide support directly to themselves personally, right? So, we don't believe in courses. We actually believe in mentorship and actually coaching and helping and being, providing accountability there with people as well too. And again, that's the standard we've held to ourselves and our own clients. We've helped people. This is in our offices here. These are a couple of guys. Actually, I went to West Point. A couple of West Point classmates flew in because they wanted to launch their brands. Charles doing over 7 figures, helping them out. So we've helped, people for a long time in the space, really over the last 7 years. And, Chad is still with us. This is Chad here on the right. He lives here in Atlanta, I believe too, but you can see the AMZ Insiders are 100% the real deal. But some of the things he says I really like, which is, Amazon is the door opener to much more in the e-commerce space. And it's why there's so much opportunity in this space. And it's there's so many amazing people you'll meet in the space, because it kind of brings together a lot of the attributes and things, the hard, lessons you guys have learned in your other jobs and other experiences. Or maybe you've started selling on Amazon, but you've done it yourself, but it really allows you to bring it all together and move faster and more successfully than other people. So here is how we can help. So Joe and I, we've set some 30-minute spots aside to help you with your Amazon strategy. On these calls, there's no obligation to buy anything. This is with our senior directors to help you guys out. Again, there's absolutely no obligation. There's nothing you can buy here. So put your wallets away. Right now, you can't buy your way into our coaching or mentorship program. But what we will do is we'll dig in deep and help you understand what's stopping you from hitting your goals and showing you how we can help. On the call, very straightforward or simple. We will help you become clear on what's holding you back, help you become clear on how to fix it. And if it makes sense to work together, we'll show you how we can help, right? We'll give you a few different options and see what makes sense. If we think we can help, we are very selective with it because we are very hands-on and helping people. So we only work with a select few people to help you build your brands directly. We call it done with you. We'll actually build this stuff with you, and you'll have access directly to our cell phones, et cetera. Again, we will dig in deep, find out what's holding you back. So if this sounds like you, you can book a session now. The callamz.com. Joey did put it in the chat there. And I might even see if for fun, let me see if I can, maybe I thought I could, but I can't. Oh yeah, it popped up. Her link worked. But you guys can grab one of the sessions. There we go. Yeah, I put it up there multiple times. And again, I think if you guys hold your phone up here and just scan it here, you can get one of the spots. These spots are free consultations. They're like about a $400 value to get one-on-one time with the team here. So it is, this is exactly what we said it is. It's a great opportunity to have a conversation. If you're serious, really, we love people that are action takers, that are ready, that are excited, that want to be one of our people, not kind of tire kickers and really sure. But if you're like serious about getting into the space, then it's just an amazing opportunity. Joey and I, we invest in ourselves. We have been in masterminds for $40,000 a year, $25,000 a year, and our stuff is way less cost than that. And we're way more hands-on, frankly. So we try to make it as reasonable as you can for you guys to get started. Again, to build a franchise, you might spend 50, 100,000, 500,000, but that's what's unique about this Amazon business. We started our business with not a lot of money and built it up, very quickly to multiple seven figures and on from there. But it all starts with, we're basically looking for motivated people to be kind of potential next partners with us. I mean, Joey came aboard and we ended up doing more business together, right? So for us, it's an opportunity to help brands. And John came aboard, did stuff. Now we've asked John to do more stuff with us. Why? Because that's how this works. You can grow. There's opportunities, and there's opportunities to do business with each other. This is really the biggest step, is to get underway and to get plugged into our network. Like I said, when Joey came through as a client, she really didn't know, I'll call it my community at that time, of my network. And then, through collaboration, everything else, now it's Joey's network, and we've, met more people and new people, and we've, Joey's gone on and helped other communities and helped those guys. And so it just becomes this collaborative effort. And so it's why we can kind of divide and conquer, but also we can all help each other out in the industry and help each other win. So there's plenty of space. We take a lot of pride in our community and helping people, and then just being good members of, this Amazon community. That's why, some of the people, we don't view anyone as a competitor, anything else. We just want, if we can help you be more successful, then we don't care. We'll pull in someone else. Maybe they have a competitive program or not. We don't care. We want you to get started, get underway. And we have that kind of confidence in ourselves because we have the track record. We have, no one's been doing this as long as we have. We stick with it. We see people come in and out, but, we will continue to be here and build and continue to help more people like yourself be successful. And Joey, it is really rewarding, right? Of course it's exciting when you had your own success, but I guess, how did you feel when our clients are successful? Or I know you talked about John earlier, but kind of what's that feeling when you're working with someone and it starts seeing it take off for them?
Yeah, it's like I'm getting my first sales again. I love it. And I remember the feeling of when my sales started coming in, and it feels so good when our members start getting their first sales. And in John's case, he was excited, but he was also like, whoa, this is like really happening. And now I might run out of inventory. And I know that feeling because I ran out of inventory. And it's fun to actually coach him and others through situations that I've been through and struggles I had. And, I take it serious because it's your business and you're growing, and it's fun. And it's so exciting when you get to launch your product.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah, it is fun. And we don't take any percentage of like John's business or anything else. It's your brand, your business. we want you to be successful. And it is like, you guys may know from work is work, but you want to find purpose and fulfillment through the work. And that's where our fulfillment comes truly from it. And again, we love working with people like ourselves that are motivated, excited. It's not that, when you go through and you launch a product, it's not everything goes perfectly the first time, or even when you have success, as you start selling and get successful, it's not that everything's done. It's then, okay, what's the next thing I need to know? Like Joey mentioned, like inventory. Yeah. Like initially you're focused on finding great products and all that stuff, but really from there, then that's the next level. Like, all right, how do I manage my inventory so that we don't run out and we find the right balance as well too. So, yeah, Elena, no problem. And again, we'll take any questions you guys have here too. We are only doing so many of these calls. And like I said, this is probably the last time this year that we're doing this. Believe it or not, the year is coming up quick. We're going to have the holidays soon. This is an awesome time to get started, or if you're already selling on Amazon, for us to jump in and help you guys out. So we really help you through the end of the year here, and you guys get to help you crush it throughout 2024. All right. The reality is there are, some of you guys commenting here, there's like bad programs, but there's a lot of garbage out there. People get misdirected with, or they get pulled into other kind of like, they sound like opportunities like drop shipping or retail arbitrage, et cetera, but they're really not. Those are very short-term opportunities. And a lot of time accounts get shut down. You want to do things the right way. We believe in ethics and building things the right way. If you do that and provide the customer value, it's why you make money, right? You're solving a customer's problem, just like Joey showed you by like tools like Schulix, right? What percentage of the world do you think Amazon sellers are using insight from reviews very easily? The reality is like probably 0.001%, right? Like extremely low. Is it hard? No, it's actually not hard. You just need to know and have some help to understand how to do that. So, and the reality is, again, you guys do have, and I think Joey and I are both very straightforward. We're not, we don't grandstand a lot. We're not trying to sell the dream, but the reality is that you do have this awesome opportunity, and we speak from experience because we've chosen this opportunity for our own lives. And you really do have the opportunity. And it's like, hey, what's the cost? What's the cost of not doing things, right? Of staying pat, and not moving forward. And really that cost is big. So, yeah, Kamal, thank you, Jamie and Joe. I'm about to order stock for my niche. That's awesome. Awesome, Kamal. Really, really exciting. So
That is awesome.
yeah. So there's a few spots. I did check my phone. I saw a bunch of guys grab the spots. I think there's a few spots remaining. We've helped so many people over the years. We do have other things. We have this exclusive black book of all of our resources we're going to offer you guys. That is all the tools that we use, the partnerships, relationships. So you don't have to go out and figure out what's the best tools to use. These guys are amazing. You're going to get a free session with the Prime Core team, which tells you all the ways to save crazy money. So if you're an existing seller on Amazon, or you're going to get started, this is one of my favorite things because it's not my expertise, but it's all the crazy ways you can save on your LLC and your company. So like you can designate some of your funds that you're going to pay yourself. You can actually designate that as paying your kids, for example. And again, either if they're doing real work for you, you can have them, but you can basically pay them. It sits in your account, but I think it's up to like $13,000 a year for your kids per kid that you can designate. And so that's like tax-free income for yourself. Right. And so that's real money that can add up. So that might be $4,000, $8,000 or more that you can just through this stuff. And right there alone, that's going to cover more of the investment you're making in yourselves. Believe in the comment, those that pay attention. So you do need to make some investment. We've helped so many people in the space. You can see, some of this stuff. We're really proud of results. And again, we continue to pull more and more people onto the team. All of our coaches have been through our program itself. I'm not going to even go through David Cups talking about us, but it's pretty cool. This is a really cool one too. We did this AI mastermind in the spring. These are all multi-million-dollar sellers that we went on and did this. We're going to come back to this with again, we shared some of the stuff tonight, but going deep on AI and some of the new tools as we go into 2024. ChatGPT just launched some new features in the last couple of weeks. And so we're going to be updating that, but you're going to get access to all of our resources and trainings that we do on the AI stuff for as part of our coaching program as well too. Take Joey, any thoughts or other questions that we get? Again, we'll give you guys all these bonuses. I'm going to give you guys, Joey, maybe you want to share your thoughts. I'm going to give you guys my email address too. If you guys want a copy of the slides, I'm going to put that up here as well too. Just email me and we'll get you a copy of the slides as well.
Yeah, thanks, Kamal. He says he wants to work with the best. Yeah, that's how I felt too. And I wanted to figure out how to build my business quickly without making mistakes. And the reason I knew I was going to make mistakes, because that wallpaper business I think it took me 3 years before I was profitable making money from the wallpaper business. And with Amazon, like I don't have time to do that. So that was one of the reasons I joined the coaching program, because I wanted to get it set up. I wanted to have a group to ask questions to, because nobody wanted to hear me talk about selling on Amazon. Like, who was I going to talk to? I mean, honestly, still, I don't just, my friends and my family and my neighbors, I don't talk to them about selling on Amazon. I stay in my community that I've built, because I will say my neighbors know I sell on Amazon, but a lot of them still think about it as shopping. So I get that a lot, like, oh, you can actually sell on Amazon. And a lot of you are selling, and I'm sure you understand that. And so knowing that I couldn't learn it all by myself, because we don't learn in isolation. You scale and grow your business in a community. So that was a big part of it for me. And being able to openly tell the coaches what was going on with my business and be helped, like privately saying, hey, I'm running out of inventory, or I over marketed on this keyword and I ran out of inventory. What can I do? And just having that support got me through the ups and downs of the business, because this is hard. And I get asked that a lot. Oh, is it easy? Can you just sell on Amazon? Yeah, you can sell on Amazon, but to be successful, it's hard work. And if somebody tells you that it's really easy and you just throw a listing up, they're not being honest with you, or maybe that they're not as successful as they're saying. Like, it is hard work, and it doesn't take up all of my time, but you have to be mindful and understand. And it cut down on a lot of my time when I had the AMZ Insiders community to talk to and ask questions. So if you have any desire to join a coaching program to get your current product selling more, or if you want to start selling on Amazon, it's like, why not book the call and see if it's the right fit for you? And I have that attitude of, well, why not? There's room for all of us to sell at the table. And anybody who ever says, hey, I might want to sell on Amazon, I'm like, you should. And I encourage everybody to sell, because Amazon's just getting bigger and bigger, and there's just so much opportunity to sell physical products on Amazon and beyond. Like, we're talking about Amazon, but there's other platforms too that will help you scale too, right? Like my past company, my brand before the one I have now, it was Amazon. And then I left the runway that Jamie was talking about to sell on Walmart. And we will help you and talk to you about how to do that and when it's the right time. And so, yeah, we love Amazon, but we really love helping people sell physical products and build their businesses.
Yeah. So Esther says, thank you for the info, Jamie and Joey. I love watching each episode of the Fearless Sellers podcast.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, Joey said it really well. Sorry, go ahead, Joey.
Oh, no. Yeah. And I was just going to say, and that's one of the reasons I love doing the Fearless Sellers podcast, is celebrating the success of sellers. And if you listen to my podcast, you will hear over and over how regular people, just like all of us, built businesses, and we all build them differently, but we all help each other. I'll put the link in. Yeah. Great question, Julie. I just like to promote it.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, we do have some really cool bonuses for those that sign up too. Yeah, you'll get but we have a list of 1,000 plus exclusive Amazon products, the monthly trend reports, which are pretty amazing. And we actually have a fast action bonus too of if you get on the call, this is only for those, this isn't on the, yes, there is a recording, but this isn't, if you're watching the recording, this is only for those that watching it live right now. We will offer $1,000 fast action bonus to help you guys with your inventory, et cetera. If you guys are signed up, if you guys end up coming aboard. So that is something that we will offer you guys. And again, we've helped so many people over the years. And again, I don't care, like the content's not so much important, but just know we're very thorough in terms of helping you find your winning product. It's the biggest thing, right? Helping you source that product, helping you launch that product, you know, the inventory management, how to get great reviews, how to become a good entrepreneur with a mindset and productivity, how to position your business for success, all these things. So there's a lot of thought in terms of how we help guide you guys through this. But the biggest thing is just you get personalized attention. You get one-on-one attention directly from us. And we found that's really made the difference and separated us from really from any other program out there. Plus just, you know, our know-how and expertise and experience in the space. So we will answer any other questions here. I know I see that there's just a few spots left here. I saw a bunch of you guys grab it. You'll get those bonuses. I did share my email address earlier for it. And then again, in the chat here, you can grab one of the final spots. Joey said it well. It's like, you know, for those, again, if you guys relate to this stuff, if you're selling on Amazon now and you want to get, you know, have a conversation, help you get clear around it and seeing if we're a good fit to help you out, then yeah, we would love to have that conversation. We will kind of prioritize those that kind of take action here and jump into it. And again, this is the last one that we're doing it. D says confirmation, just says 3 p.m. It should be your, sorry, go ahead, Joey.
I think that's correct. So it's like 10 a.m. our time. I'll message you. That's okay. Let me look into it really quick. Jamie, you can keep talking. I'll look it up.
Okay. I would assume it shows your own time zone, but we'll make sure. Yeah, no problem, D. We'll get you squared away. But yeah, so again, hopefully you guys, these AI tools were helpful. Beyond the AI tools too, I really think, like, again, Joey was talking earlier about things like margins and how she got started, et cetera. And it really makes a big difference in terms of, you know, going about it with some of the mindset. We showed you about how you can exit your brand. So we've helped a lot of people sell their brands. When, you know, Joey was going through that process, you know, we have those discussions. We're here to help people through that process. I've helped a lot of people through 7-figure exits and had discussions, you know, people up to 30 million. I've helped people that are at 5 million that are like, hey, I want to get to 50 million. How do we do that? So we've done that as well for them too. So the opportunities are endless, and we'd love to connect with you. We totally appreciate you guys jumping on here too, because we recognize part of the reason we do the free content is to give as much value back, but it's also like the people that, you know, invest in themselves, take the time, we found tend out to be the best clients to help and their best success stories. We're looking for more success stories. That's where we have shared incentive. We want you to be successful. That's super important to us. And it's also a great opportunity for us to do business with you together. And again, we don't have to do business with us long-term. There's plenty of people that go their own paths, but you have that opportunities and you get plugged in, and we'll continue to help you through 2024 and 2025. It's really a lifetime network that you get plugged into with really good people, and we're growing and expanding all the time to help you out. So, any questions too? I see a bunch of you guys signed up, a few that haven't. You know, you get access to Joey and I. We're not available to ask us questions like this. This is the last time this year. We are closing the doors in terms of the opportunity to jump into this. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask us now, because, you know, those that booked a call will still have access and opportunities, but those that have not, you will, that will be it. You'll be on your own. And so we just want to make sure if you have any questions on the program or anything else, then we're happy to answer it, or any of the tools we shared earlier. Right. So, I think a great way is like, if you're currently working a job, to be able to take some pressure off and do this as kind of a side hustle to start with, and then work up until you can do it full time. I think that's a great approach. But happy to it. So Julie's lifetime access for, so basically the investment, the way the program works is you get, we have multiple options in terms of how long, kind of what level of commitment you want from us. We want to get you the result as quickly as possible. So, sometimes as quickly as 4 months. Some people want longer support, 8 months, even up to a year in terms of like daily stuff. And then, but we'll continue to work with people or two. Sarah says there a minimum amount that we need to get started. So yeah, you basically are going to need access to a few $1,000s to get started, because you're going to need to be able to get information or you're going to need some capital for inventory. So generally, probably $5,000 to $10,000 is going to be a good number that's real estate you're going to need. Again, the beauty of this opportunity is it's just so much less than if you're trying to start, another legitimate business on your own. Then that's good. So Kamal says, can you explain a little bit how the program works? Yeah. So Joey, do you want to share a little bit kind of the structure of our program or what access they get? I know we have that one pager for people. And of course the coaching is the biggest thing, but yeah, how would you share that?
Yeah. So what I want to point out is the coaching program is actual coaching. So the biggest part that sets us apart is that we do one-on-one coaching. So you can open up and tell us as much or as little about your business, and it only goes to our team and our coaches. And then you'll also get one-on-one Zoom calls that are private to you. So that's like a huge difference from other programs out there. And then from there, we also have weekly trainings, and we have a membership area with extensive in-depth trainings that we update weekly, minimum weekly. I think last week we added 3 new trainings, but we're constantly staying on top of everything new for Amazon. Like this week, there was even a mention of the updated algorithm that Amazon just did. So we stay on top of everything. And with all of that, you'll also get access to our resources, and you can ask us any question like, hey, Joey, who is your freight forwarder? Or how did I get my trademark? How do I get into brand registry? And those are those personalized questions that you get to know. And what kept me on track was watching the live trainings that are private to the members weekly. And it's okay if you miss them. They're recorded, they go in your membership area, but it was staying on top of that and asking and engaging with the coaches and asking the questions about my business. So we are heavy into each area, from finding products to sell, adding products to your business. How do you position your business for success? Sourcing. We talk a ton about sourcing and all the different ways to source. Hot topic is sourcing in China, or do you want to source in Mexico or in the US only? And we will go in depth and meet you where you're at. So I like to call it a done with you program. We go at your pace, and we'll meet you exactly where you're at with your business. And if you haven't even started yet, that's great. We will help you find your winning product. And then we have advanced trainings and teachings as well for ranking, reviews, launching, advertising strategies, all of that. So I think that was a lot of information, but it really is a step-by-step guide of what you need to do. And our coaches have all gone through our program. So we all believe in and understand and built our businesses on the same methods, even though we all sell in different categories.
Yeah, well described. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is that, yeah, this isn't a course. This is about helping you be accountable and getting to know us and working alongside us. So, because I mean, the reality in business is that there's ups and downs and entrepreneurship and different things. And, what you want to focus on might be a little different than someone else, in terms of their product. And maybe one person wants to source their product from the US. Maybe some people want to support from China. So there's just different paths. And when you're just like watching videos, et cetera, like, yes, is important, but you want it to be the information that's applicable to you. And you want to be able to make it your own. And the easiest way is to be able to connect with someone, directly with us and go, hey, this is, how do I do this? How to do that? And we'll point you in the right direction. We'll help you guys. Again, it's bounce the ideas off. Sometimes you just need that mental support, right? To talk to someone. As Joey said earlier, it's hard to, neighbors, friends, because they don't have experience in this space. So you need to plug in to a group of people that, hopefully are fun too and enjoy. Like we try to be, especially if you ever come to meet us at events. Again, we love getting out there, but you don't need to focus on that initially. It's really about, moving forward and getting traction. But you have the ability to interact, and we'll help you with your manufacturers and how to manage that relationship and how to have fun with it. And really, enjoy this business. Great things happen with enthusiasm, and there's a lot of opportunity. And so that takes some collaboration and kind of winning together. So as we say, there's room at the table for all of us to be successful, and we want to help you guys win together. So, and the other one we learned from you guys too, people will, we've had people come up with great ideas, like the guy Anon, he's doing cool thing at Seattle. And sometimes like he was doing some really cool AI things using, it's called Discord, a server that's really powerful. I was like, wow, let me see that. I'm like, that's really cool. Right. Yeah, let's go. And so it's about plugging in and collaborating around how we can help each other. So, awesome. But yeah, great comments and questions. I see we're pretty much filled up on the calendar, and you guys will get those bonuses, the guys there. So if it's kind of a last chance to grab one of the spots here before we close it out. Again, that we do offer some of those really cool bonuses. I gave you guys my email for the opportunity to get a copy of the slides as well too. We do have a recording of this too. We will get a recording back out to you if you guys want to watch again some of those AI tools. And again, really just one product can change your life, right? One successful product can make it happen. Yeah, Chris says, thank you, Jamie. Can't wait to get going with you and Joey and work hard. Absolutely love it. Yeah. So that always inspires us, gets us fired up. We love great attitudes, be coachable. It's actually what we try to do too, is like when we're part of programs, right? And so if we're trying to learn, if we're in an AI program, or if we're in some other thing, we want to be great students. That's what we've been able to do. And that's what, Joey was. And the reason why hopefully you can be really motivated for what this can mean in your life, for kind of your passion and purpose for your own life, right? And we want to support that. It's not just, I'm trying to sell a product here. You're really trying to do more than that. You're trying to make a real difference in your life. So, yeah, Joey, I think we're going to close it out here in a minute, but kind of last chance for anyone to grab one of the final spots there. I'll put the last few links there, close it out. But any final thoughts for everyone, Joey?
If you are thinking about selling or you need to grow your sales, it doesn't hurt to just book the call and chat with us. And it's free. And this is an opportunity special for this webinar. It might not always be here. And we do this for you guys because we know you're serious, and we know that you took time out of your day to spend this amount of time with us. So you are the people that we want to work with, because we know that you're serious about building your own business for your own goals. So, I look forward to coaching and working with some of you. I'm really excited.
Very cool. Very cool. So, let me know any other final questions you guys have before you guys lose Joey and I. Again, hope you guys got some really good value out of today around the tools we have. And again, if this is something you're serious about and you want to be our next success story, just second what Joey said, take that step. Yeah, Sarah says, thank you so much. Awesome, Sarah. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Joey and I, we haven't done like come on together like this in like almost all a year. So this literally will be like the last time that we will do this year. And this is kind of we've got this window of opportunity for you guys to come aboard and work with us. Decent, great value. Thanks. Yep. D, we'll look forward to talking to you guys. So yeah, all you guys, I see so many of you guys did grab the spots, and you guys will get all the bonuses as well, for including all of our, you get the call with PrimeCore, which will save you crazy amounts on your taxes and how you set things up, which is awesome. You get our list of all of our black book of all of our resources that we use ourselves. Those that are, if you're just watching this live here, you'll also get action to our fast action bonus for the call too, which you can put forth to some inventory or towards the cost of your own investment. And again, you're going to get direct access to us and the program and our team. So we try to make it an irresistible offer, kind of a no-brainer, that there's like you said, it's a no-brainer in terms of booking the call, and just see again if we're a fit to help you guys out. Yeah, Julie says I'm driving at the moment. We'll book a call soon. Well, yes, drive carefully, Julie. Don't be safe.
Yeah, and thanks for telling us, Julie. We'll keep it open a little bit longer for the rest of today, so that you can drive safe and book your call.
Yep. And again, you guys saw the URL is callamz.com. Try to make it simple there.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple more just come in there. So for you guys, and that, like I said, Sarah will keep a spot as well for you to find out. And then we'll try to open up just a couple more spots for you guys. Awesome. I think that's it. Everything on my end. Joey, any final thoughts? And then we'll go ahead and we'll end it here, and look forward to talking to so many of you guys.
Yeah, big thank you to you, Jamie. You don't give yourself enough credit. And Jamie is one of the original Amazon sellers, top 100 seller, and has achieved 9 figures, which is over $100 million in sales in 1 year on Amazon. So awesome. And you've been around this industry for a long time. So it's such an honor to be presenting with you, but also just to get your time to share your insight with everybody. So thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate those words too. And I don't know, Joe, did you see the Q&A questions? I saw some of these from earlier. I guess I'm just seeing them now. How much does it cost? Someone said, I would love to speak to you, get your help, Joey. I have 15,000 to start.
I answered all those.
Oh, you did. Awesome. Okay, cool. Excellent.
The only one I didn't answer is the one that just came in about Amazon Associate. So I'll answer that real quick. Amazon Associate is very different than what we're talking about. Associates is earning commission off of other people's products. Ours is private label, where you actually build your brand, so you have an asset to sell. So you're private labeling. But Fang, yeah, good question. I think just getting familiar with Amazon in general is great. And the associates kind of get you familiar with their platforms. And Amazon offers a lot of programs, but we definitely recommend private label and building your own brand to own. And that's what our coaching program is about.
Awesome. Well said. All right. Well, thanks everyone. We'll keep this up just for 30 seconds more. You can scan it or click the links that were shared in there, but that's it. This is it. We'll close it out. This is the kind of the last call for everyone else. We will be chatting with you guys soon, our team. We look forward to it. Again, appreciate you guys joining today, and look forward to your success ahead. And we'd love to be partners with you guys to help you get there. So thanks everyone. And again, thank you, Joey, for sharing all of your expertise as well too. And Esther says, for new sellers, is it better to go with Amazon distribution and warehousing? Yeah, you should use Amazon FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. So that makes it really easy. Definitely want to do that. Again, Joey, in your case, you fulfilled certain things on your own because your product was more expensive, but you have that option to do either one, or you also were kind of modifying your product a little bit too. So anything else on that topic before we go?
Yeah, I mean, Amazon FBA, where you send it to their warehouse, is awesome because they'll ship, package, all of that for you. But there are times when you might want to ship it out of your house or a small warehouse, like I did also. So my actual coaching response is, it depends on your product and the strengths and weaknesses, pros and cons of doing fulfilled by merchant and or FBA, because you can do both. So, and that's where I love helping people one-on-one for their specific products and business. And do we know a lot about white label? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely know a lot about white labels.
Or she
And
says,
we do.
yeah, you do. Do you do a
Oh,
lot of
do I
white
do a
label?
lot? We coach a lot. Yeah. We have people who start with white label and then they might go get their own version of it. But yeah, you can start with white label for sure. Do I do white label? I'll mix and match some ingredients on one of my products that I sell so that it's not identical to somebody else's. I like things to be unique, but I will support white label out of the gate for costs.
Yeah. Esther says, meant the new program that they unveiled.
Oh, the
Sure.
shipping program. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
no,
about? Where
if you're
Amazon
asking about that, no, I would not recommend actually using their new program for that.
Right.
And believe it or not, that's counter to what they present, but it tends to be issues and too costly initially. So I would definitely wait on that. And we know a lot of the experts that like do the logistics, shipping.
Yeah.
And so we've already talked to them about it. They're like, Amazon sometimes tries to get to these other things, but they end up screwing it up. And so you want to use, meaning like the shipping and logistics, you're better off using people that just focus on that. And again, we have those resources and we help the team out with those as well too. So yeah.
Yeah, let Amazon work out the kinks with other people.
Yes, you don't want to be the guinea pig for it. So awesome. All right. Well, there you have it. Thanks everyone. We will leave it at that. That's I'll leave it up for another 20 seconds here. And then we're going to call that day. We're going to close out the spots there. If you're, I know some of you guys are driving over, we'll keep it open for a little bit so you guys can claim one of the spots and the bonuses. And really look forward to connecting with you guys. And Joey, thanks again.
Thanks.